Once you learn to read, you will be forever free. I could, as a free man, look across the bay toward the eastern shore, where I was born a slave. When men sow the wind, it is rational to expect that they will reap the whirlwind. The limits of tyrants are prescribed by the endurance of those whom they oppress. It is easier to build strong children than to repair broken men. Knowledge makes a man unfit to be a slave. Without a struggle, there can be no progress. I prayed for freedom for 20 years, but received no answer, until I prayed with my legs. People might not get all they work for in this world, but they must certainly work for all they get. The white man's happiness cannot be purchased by the black man's misery. Power concedes nothing without a demand. It never did and it never will. I would unite with anybody to do right, and with nobody to do wrong. Slaves are generally expected to sing, as well as to work. A gentleman will not insult me, and no man not a gentleman can insult me. Without struggle there is no success. Power concedes nothing without a demand. The life of a nation is secure only while the nation is honest, truthful, and virtuous. I had as well be killed running as die standing. The destiny of the colored American is the destiny of America. What to the slave is the 4th of July? Freedom is a road seldom traveled by the multitude. A man who will enslave his own blood may not be safely relied on for magnanimity. Some know the value of education by having it. I know its value by not having it. The silver trump of freedom roused in my soul eternal wakefulness. Our destiny is largely in our hands. At a time like this, scorching irony, not convincing argument, is needed. It was worth half cent to kill a nigger, and a half cent to bury one. The songs of the slave represent the sorrows of his heart. I didn't know I was a slave until I found out I couldn't do the things I wanted. A man's character always takes its hue, more or less, from the form and color of things about him. Right is of no sex, truth is of no color, God is the Father of us all, and we are all brethren. One and God make a majority. We have to do with the past only as we can make it useful to the present and the future. From apparently the basest metals, we have the finest toned bells. I had a wholesome dread of the consequences of running in debt. The soul that is within me, no man can degrade. Experience is a keen teacher. Man's greatness consists in his ability to do, and the proper application of his powers, to things needed to be done. There is not a man beneath the canopy of heaven that does not know that slavery is wrong for him. America is false to the past, false to the present, and solemnly binds herself to be false to the future. The thing worse than rebellion is the thing that causes rebellion. Beware of a Yankee when he is feeding. We were both victims to the same overshadowing evil. She is mistress, I a slave. You have seen how a man was made a slave, you shall see how a slave was made a man. I will give Mr. Freeland the credit of being the best master I ever had, till I became my own master. Alas! I had not then learned the measure of man's inhumanity to man, nor to what limitless extent of wickedness he will go for the love of gain. I am a Republican, a black, dyed-in-the-wool Republican, and I never intend to belong to any other party than the party of freedom and progress. Those who profess to favor freedom, and yet depreciate agitation, are men who want crops without plowing up the ground. A little learning, indeed, may be a dangerous thing, but the want of learning is a calamity to any people.